Betrayal Chronicles. Journey into the dark side of trust.
Betrayal Chronicles. Hey, madoda ziyabuya mani. Ziyabuya la ngaphandle mawuthi. Yeah, ish. Respectfully, my name is DJ Ray R2R. So what happened is, in my life, I've met so many challenges. So one of them was how I began the journey of, being in the music industry and entertainment. It just so started in a funny way, you can't trust people. Our team. Yeah. So now, in my coming up as a lady, ngisakhula nyana mawuthi yabona. So khula I'm facing a lot of challenges because we're from backgrounds whereby we don't have a lot, but we are trying to manage. So I'm still a bit naive about certain things because I've got this skill and I don't know where to go with it. So I'm lending myself gigs left and right because I got a little bit of recognition, right? I think my most formidable, moment and point of opportunity happened around, I think it was around 2013, 2014 there. Hey, in Melville yashi somewhere else. Say, Zaki pe Melville. So Melville was like the go-to place, So I'm hosting on Melville Street, and there's a club which was famously known as a Vibe. So the club owners respectfully had me, on that podium because they could understand which the boys young and also very talented. So what they would do is pass me, those little benefits, I'm getting chauffeured around, paying accommodation. So me, I'm like, man, life isn't, you know what I mean? I mean, I've gotten weaker gigs before, but now all of a sudden, I landed myself a role that was, really putting me on track. So everybody will be on Melville Street. So I'm wondering, I'm pushing one of these clubs on Melville Street, 7th Street, and it just so happens there's a rivalry club, rivalry club that's just opposite. It notices that, there's a vibe, but now we don't have the same because the club was still a bit shaky. So they say to me, approaching, they made a pitch. They like, Intohan. I remember this guy, Ukhutman Tasigni. He's calling me on the side there. He's like, Intohan. It's an afternoon like type of, situation. I need you to come through, boy, and come play. And I'm like, Ukhutman, how do I come play at your place when I'm already playing at the other place? You know what I mean? Wouldn't that create a conflict? He's like, I've got a proposal. I want you to ditch your old club or your current club for mine. In my mind, I'm like, ditching now. I'm talking about a place that's already got me like that. So it had me, in a benefit position. So why would I want to ditch? But now, Khutman is coming with a nice gesture. He says, what's your offer? What's my offer? Mind you, I've never gotten any offers before. So Grandshop, this is like one of those stepping points in life where I got to say to myself, game me. Now I'm entering the game. Like, you know what? Might as well take the opportunity. I'm also naive a bit because you know what? I'm still a lady going about this talent and trying to, measure up to where and what I'm potential to. So now I start making the right moves, questioning. Does it mean, can you afford this amount? The man doesn't, without hesitation, withdraw. He doesn't withdraw. He tells me straight up, what do you want? You can. Right then on the spot, with immediate effect, I send in a resignation letter to my current employer. And the man is furious, bro. He's like, how can you send a resignation letter all of a sudden? It was a smooth resignation, without, any, I could say, negative vibes. But obviously disappointment from him as far as him, finding out that I'm actually gonna move to a club that is rivaling him. I start entering the club as of the new one, with the vibe, with the energy. It obviously still a new place, so I'm still learning my foot. I'm still lending my foot. So make sure that I'm on par, give everything proper. So music is me. I bring in the heat. They know me as the vibe. I'm lit. Turning up. This is a hip hop only club in Melville, mind you. Within that month, I managed to pull up a crowd. I'm making sure everything is happening nice. So, Bafetsu, the other clubs that are neighboring, the owners are like looking at the place like after the events. This was in a long time. They're calling me on the side. It's like in a long time seeing the place get packed to a point where it's humid on the windows. It gets foggy. That's how packed it was. Okay? Mind you, I'm still setting foot. It's my first month. Plot twist. The game is dangerous. Apparently that guy thought, my business is not doing so well. Why don't I pitch in to poach a DJ who's already in a platform doing well from, my rival club, so that now to get to pull in the crowd, only to find this guy had a plan all along. So I'm starting to hear my chit chats, behind my back. You can hear or sense that there's something being, there's something brewing with these, funny energies. So now in my mind, I'm like, it's nothing. Then the fight starts, big. The fight starts was the wife is always on my case. She'll be on some, why are you here late? But I'm not really late. Because now you look at the time that I start. The club literally opens the whole day. But the vibe starts from later in the evening. So later on in the evening, say from like 7-ish, 8-ish. So I cannot be there way earlier than that. They tronty vibe at the time. The only time I can make the club is now becoming, one of the nightlife atmosphere. So now in that space and time, with these little chitty chats and fights or accusations, now she's telling me, what the girls and the women, not really that I would be focusing that I'm getting distractions from females, but you always talk to the ladies. The ladies are always gonna be appreciative. I don't get what the plot was at that time. My mind was just like, these people are always on my case. So now, what the chit chats led to was more of an argument type of situation whereby the energy was, getting a little bit, toxic. where you're getting accusations about almost anything. And the wife is the one, pulling up the face, the husband is behind. These people's agenda was to make sure that I fill up the club with the reputation and, the ability I had at the time. I don't really think they had the budget. I think what they wanted to do is strategically get the clientele in through using me and crippling the other place so that they can make sure that, if they get rid of me, they don't have competition. And they already had a clientele that's already coming in, so they wouldn't need, my services in a sense. Yo, betrayal is real. So mind you, this is my first gig after quitting my job, or my previous gig, and my first month at it. So with my first month being, I need to impress, you know what I mean? I'm pulling all the strings in, I'm at my best behavior, So with the chitty chats the wife is bringing up, I'm a little bit, unimpressed. So I'm approaching, the husband to say, yo, buddy, your wife is giving me tough time. What's the real deal about it? This is my first highest paid gig in my career. Towards the month-end gig, I hear stories coming up again. The wife was complaining about something. I can't really remember vividly as what it was. But now I'm calling the office. I found them sitting down. They can change. I think it was after my first, my Saturday gig, where I'm going off, because I was gigging for the weekend. My Saturday gig, I'm called into the office. When I'm called into the office, I can sense a bit of serious atmosphere, very tense, type of, environment. I could, the energy is really weird. I come up to him, I'm like, yo guys, I'm always polite. Is everybody all right? Okay, hello. This guy's telling me, listen, this is your last gig tonight. You won't be coming back. Won't be coming back. Guys, I don't think you understand. He's telling me that he's closing the club. How are you closing the club, bro? Telling me about how he's not making sales, whatnot, and blah, blah, blah. All the funny excuses that you can, he probably came up with that were funny to me. I just quit my previous gig. Now this guy's giving me this. I'm like, nah, it's not happening. So I pull up my ego and I tell him, no, it's fine. Went out the door, only to find that they had already had another DJ on standby by the next week. Oh, the club is no longer closing. These guys just played me, literally. I didn't sign a contract, all right? But listen, at that particular time with me, the age and everything, I didn't really understand much about the entertainment industry. Took everything word of mouth, like, yo, listen, do this for me, I'm there. Hey, they call me up, there's a party going down, I'm there. So there was never really a base contract as to how we're gonna, operate in time length and, due dates, agreements on payments. So this guy just pretty much played me off straight up. The betrayal cost me a couple of gigs. It cost me almost my career completely. So it put me at a tight corner, but it shaped me up. The betrayal was real. My first lash or my first experience with betrayal in the industry taught me a lesson for life. Contracts are significant. Agreements, written paper, black and white, very significant. After my departure with the club, they already had another DJ on standby. Unfortunately, not everybody can do what I do. You know, a blessing in disguise as well. They tried to manage with the DJs, they switched them around to see if they can get the same, results as I had brought. Unfortunately, it failed. They shut the club down for real this time. It taught me a lot, but I just want to give everybody advice out there to say, when things happen, not your way, but in a slight, disadvantage, or maybe you do betrayal in your life, it's never the end. There's a lot to learn from it, but you can also rise above it. Circumstances like this taught me one thing, always, especially with the industry, or any industry in particular. When you're making your business or when you're making your deals, always have a contract signed. If not having a contract, always make sure that the agreement, is fully understood, that you know what you're getting yourself to. At the same time, backup is also needed. Try to see how you could also have 2 means, or 3 possibly, of financial gain. Because now it can get in a little bit of a struggle if you're gonna use the only job you had over betrayal, only to find later on that you could have done things differently. I felt betrayed because I think he took advantage of me. He could see that I was young, I was naive. I wasn't talking much about contracts as much, even though maybe I might have hinted it there and there to say, listen, maybe we would like to do this, but he knew what he wanted to get out of me. But yes, some might argue that, no, maybe I f***ed up, maybe I wasn't bringing enough good, of a crowd. But to tell you the truth, everybody who knows me, Ray R2R, knows what I bring to the table. I'm the industry legend. I've been in the game. I'm that dude. Ever since day one, I brought heat. I'm excellent with the vibe. It's just that this lesson taught me well to face up to a lot that is coming up in my life, like right now. We at big platforms. Yes, baby. Betrayal tried to attack me, but I'm still strong, still running. You could expect a lot coming in. DJ R2R is a brand, my people. We are trying to make sure that we deliver. So in a couple of spaces, if you still stay tuned, there's music coming out, there's movies coming out, a couple of things on TV that maybe might also have us interact in a couple of days in time. Just want to say to everybody out there, just be on the lookout. And remember, betrayal is not the end. You can always survive any outcome. Stay positive. From me, DJ Ray R2R. Hey, you are a vibe.
Betrayal Chronicles. Journey into the dark side of trust.